as far as Tony and Truber, I think they're getting better every day. It's going to be better to see them in a real scrimmage tomorrow where you're going to go from start to finish, not have a practice beforehand, more realistic scrimmage. So, we think they complement each other well, and I think they keep getting better and reading off each other better and getting more familiar with each other, and we'll find out a lot more over the next few days.
Dave, to follow up on that question, why Tony? I mean, you have Tony, and then you also had Adam, who are right-handed guys that you rely on a lot. Why Tony as opposed to Adam?
Well, because I thought that we had a good balance with Lindgren and Fox last year. I thought they did a good job together. I think they feed off each other and read off each other well, and they played an awful lot of hockey together last year, so it just made the most sense to. Tony obviously lost Stahl from his partner last year, and I just think it gives us a chance to put our top four defensemen together.
Yeah, Dave, a quick one. Just, is Mika in any jeopardy of not being ready for opening night next week?
I don't think so. I think, again, he's day to day, and, from all indications are he should be ready for opening night. We're expecting him back soon. I'd be a lot more worried if we were 3 or 4 days away and we weren't seeing him.
With Jacob, he talked a lot about not feeling that comfortable last year, and he obviously had some up and downs. What are you seeing in him now, and what still gives you the confidence that he can be a top pair level defenseman for you?
Well, number one, I think for him, he's a guy that got better as the year went on last year. He played his best hockey in the bubble, and as he's talked about, the familiarity is really going to allow him to hit the ground running this year. There's a lot of newness for him last year, a new organization. I'm sure he put some pressure on himself due to the contract. People handle those things differently at a different time and a different pace, and it just took him a little time to adapt to everything. We certainly, there were different systems he had to learn, in particular in the D zone, and as the year went on, he got better and better and better, and like I said, we're all excited about him building off what he did in the bubble.
Hey, David, the way you broke it up today kind of looks like a varsity and the rest of the team. And I guess especially on defense, can guys move back and, can guys who didn't skate this morning, are they still under consideration, or is this kind of a semi-permanent thing?
No, it's definitely they're under consideration. I know it's a hard day for those guys when they see the changes and they see how the practices have been put together, and we're not going to need everybody. We're going to need everybody this year. This is a unique situation, and we've got some good players. We've really added depth. I thought the one thing that Jeff and Chris have done a really good job is adding more depth in our organization, and they're going to be guys that were in that second group that, without question, are going to play for us this year.
A couple days ago, you talked about how when you have so many guys who've been around for a long time, it might be difficult for a newcomer or a younger guy to take a leadership role. Is Trouba one of those guys that maybe didn't take it last year because of Hank was here and Stahl and Faust, and maybe should be expected to grab that this year?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys that we think about when we talk about that. An opportunity to maybe be more of a leader on and off the ice. I think that's something that he embraces. I think that's something he's looking forward to. I thought it happened as the year went on last year. You could see him just being more comfortable, speaking up and doing the things a leader needs to do. So we're certainly expecting him to take that to the next level.
And looking at the rosters the way you had them today, you have Keandre with the main group. What have you seen out of him in these first days that that made you put him on this main group, and like how serious of a contender is he for a top 6 role for you?
Well, he is a serious contender, and one of the things you always like about him is just his physical ability, his athleticism, how fast he closes on people. The thing that I've been happy with and surprised with is how quickly he's adapted to making good decisions at this level. Now we're going to find out more here in an exhibition game tomorrow night, and then inter-squad scrimmage, tomorrow night, and the one that we have next week as well. But during the course of practice, the pace doesn't overwhelm him at all. I think he's played at a high pace since he's been here, building off what he did in the bubble as well. So there's just an awful lot there, and you can see why we picked him where we did.